is on Masson, and Camden Yards is the site as we get set to go with the middle game of this 3-game set against the Seattle Mariners. The Orioles coming away with a victory in the ball game last night. Well, kind of like the weather. We went from spring, we had 2 days, then we had 2 days of summer, and now we've had a day of fall. It's kind of the way the Orioles pitching, hitting has gone, trying to get everything together. Well, maybe they're there, because last night it was all there. And the Orioles here in the month of May are starting to put things together the way people thought they would at the beginning of the season. Let's take a look at what they're doing right now on the field. For May, you see that ERA at 3.17, third best. The opponent batting average 2.34, third in the American League in May. The whip is second in the American League, only 1.14 walks, hits per innings pitched. The bullpen has been outstanding, 6 for 6 in saves for the Orioles, and the starters now have 5 straight starts where they have gone 7+ innings, and in all of those games they've given the Orioles the chance to win. Wei-Yin Chen is included among that 5. He's going to try and get included again tonight. His last outing came against the Angels. He went 7+ innings in that ball game. He gave up only 5 hits and 2 runs, walking only 2, and again reaching that season high mark of 7 strikeouts. The sad thing for him, the offense wasn't working, so he ended up taking a loss in that game by a score of 3-1. But as Buck Showalter said, certainly pitching well enough to win. So Jim Palmer, a lot of good solid numbers pitching wise this month.
Well, it really is. And for Wei-Yin last year, won 16 games. The only time he's really got a lot of runs was the first game of the year down at Tampa. They got him 6. He didn't go 5 innings. He got in a little bit of trouble. Bullpen came in and saved him. So he pretty much really has to do what he needs to do. And he throws strikes. He commands both sides of the plate. But at the end of the day, I think you touched on the most important thing, and we saw it last year. 500 baseball, you need to get back to that. They're 17-19. And when they did that right around June 1st, the pitching took over. Didn't need a lot of offense, so hopefully that'll be the case now. But you got to get everything in tune. It's like when you have a symphony, got everything in concert, and then all of a sudden you start winning a lot of games.
And fortunately, in this Eastern Division of the American League, a lot of room to do that because nobody has jumped out on top. We're ready to go. It is kind of a cool evening here at Camden Yards. First pitch coming up. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com and by visitannapolis.org. Find the Chesapeake experience at visitannapolis.org. Beautiful night Little breeze blowing out towards left field. You take a look at our BGE home game time temperature. It is 68 degrees. A little wind chill, so it feels a little cooler than that. BGE Home is Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? And here's the lineup for Seattle. Weeks did not play in the ballgame last night. Neither did Bloomquist. Cano and Cruz. Then you've got Siga and Ruggiano did not play last night. Morrison, Zunino, and Taylor. Nelson Cruz returning with a home run in the ballgame last night, leading the world here. Home runs, RBIs.
As he did last year with 40, leading the American League. So Wei and Chen, well, he certainly knows about Cruz. He was his teammate. A lot of fastballs, curveballs, sliders. That's the 23%. And then change-up total a little bit up higher than last year, something he worked on all spring. So very good numbers, except in the one loss. Very much like Elias, who he's facing today. They don't score a lot of runs when either of these left-handers pitch. So you can see home runs, yes. But the right-handers, and that's why there's a couple of more right-handers in the lineup. 5 out of the 6. Batting average not that high. And the one great number, I mean, 2 for 28 with runners in scoring position. That is the lowest runner in scoring position number in baseball. So when you get on, other than the home run, and this is what the Mariners do, it's hard to score against Wei and Chen.
Wei and Chen is making his 7th career start against the Mariners. He's gone 2-2, a very solid ERA of 3 against Seattle. So we'll see what he can do with it tonight. The wind may play a little havoc with balls put up in the air. It's swirling around the ballpark, sometimes in, sometimes out, and a little brisker than what the flags would show at the moment. It's been blowing around the Baltimore area all day. We are ready to go. Here is Weeks, and the pitch is taken for a strike. In his career now, he's kind of the extra outfielder, DH, for Seattle. He has faced Chen a couple of times and gone 0 for 2.
Yeah, came up as a second baseman, all-star. Had some pretty good years hitting, and a little bit like handling Ramirez, but not playing as much. Ramirez signing with the Red Sox moved from the infield to the outfield.
He's a .320 hitter against left-handers and an .091 hitter against righties. And he will foul that one back off the fist. And the 0-2 count on Richie Weeks. There's Lloyd McClendon, his ball club, 17-21. They are now at 8 games out as Houston continues hot in the West. They can't fall much further behind, even if it is middle of May. That'll be under the back foot and moved him a little bit in a 1-ball 2-strike count.
Yeah, and Houston already. Dallas Keuchel winning today again, 1-6-1.
They're just playing some unbelievable baseball. The Orioles are going to see him soon. 1-2 delivery up the middle, hits the top of the mound. And Navarro's got the play over to first base and will get the out. And Weeks is retired.
I'm going to take a look at the Oriole defense a little bit. In fact, a lot different than last night. Pierce was at second. Now he's in left. Jones 4 times Gold Glovers. Delman Young playing tonight in right field. Machado, Hardy, Gold Glovers. Navarro, Davis, and then Caleb Joseph with a couple of big hits last night behind the plate.
So Chen records his first out. Both pitchers in this ball game will get their share of ground balls. Chen about 41% of the outs, holding everybody down here in the games that he has started. Here's Bloomquist, yet another right-handed bat in the lineup. He's not had a hit in his last 11 times to the plate. He's taken inside for a ball. He's hitting only .222, 4 for 18 off left-handers, and only 1 for 10 off right-handers. So Bloomquist not getting a lot of work. 1-0 delivery to him. He shows bunt. He had Machado back. He took it, pulled the bat away, and the count goes to 2-0. Wei and Chen this season picked up the victory a couple of starts ago against the Yankees. Losses have come against Boston and that last outing against the Angels, and then he's had 4 no decision games. The ball club's 4-3 in the games that he's started. John Hirschbeck, veteran umpire, crew chief. Outside corner call right there, and a 2-ball 1-strike count. Hirschbeck really has that angle on the inside part of the plate regarding the hitter. Foul back, and it's 2-2.
Well, he gets back into the count by throwing the ball in the outside corner, but when you look at pitchers, your glove side for a left-hander would be the inside corner to a right-hander. That's where Hirschbeck sits. And Wei and Chen can pitch inside to right-handers about as well as anybody. And that's where it looks like Joseph's going to go.
2-2 delivery, foul back again.
Yeah, he goes away, not where the target was. But normally when he goes in, he's able to get it in. But this is the kind of ballpark you don't want to just be in on the inside half. It's got to be in on the inside quarter of the plate to be effective.
Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to be up high. So Chen will go full on the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bloomquist has been a good hitter against the Orioles. .310 career numbers, 38 games against the O's. And in this ballpark, a .469 average. 3-2 delivery puts it in the air to right field. Delman Young's out there. Circles his way under it, and there are 2 down. Take a look at our who's hot and who's not chart tonight.
Well, there you go. Wei and Chen, of course, the record would never indicate it. Runners in scoring position, great first time through the lineup. Now, you would think that number would give the Orioles a chance to get ahead because he's been real good, and then Ruggiano last 10 games. But a big guy, he's in there because he hits left-handed pitching a lot better than right-handers.
You can celebrate the season with the American Standard All-Star Event. Visit MidAtlanticComfort.com for amazing rebate and financing opportunities. Robinson Cano to be followed by Cruz. 2 down here. Left-hander will take the strike. Cruz the home run in last night's game. So you want to, as Buck Showalter says, how do you want to pitch to Cruz when nobody's on?
And then still very careful.
Yes. So you want Cano out of here right now. He'll foul it away. He is 6 for 25 with a home run lifetime off Wei-In Chen. And of course, he's had real good numbers against lefties in his career, but not right now. Yeah. He's hitting a .184.
Well, their 3, 4, and 5 hitters are very good. Cano and then Cruz and then Seager.
Goes to center, and it'll fall in for a base hit. So it's his 3rd hit in the 2 games played here. And with 2 down, runner on at first base, and that will bring Cruz to the plate. Not where you wanted him, with somebody on.
No, that's what he did last night. Second time up, hit a soft single, but now you have to pitch to him. You've got a lefty Seager on deck.
He is 1 for 6. Lifetime off Wei-In Chen. His numbers against left-handers are the best in the American League. .591 batting average against left-handers right now. And he will foul that one back. That's just a scary number. He's got 6 home runs off left-handed pitchers.
Yeah, he got to face Brian Mattis last night, and then Brian looked like he might have struck him out earlier in the count, but ended up walking, so that number stayed the same.
0-1 count on him. Infield shift on. There are 2 down. Cano short lead at first. Got him to chase one that was up and away that time at 91.
Yeah, Wei-In on a normal night is so much around the strike zone that he gets you in the swing mode. And this is a pitch he worked on. Again, this is the arm side, much more comfortable to the glove side, other side of the plate. The last couple of years working hard to establish down and away to right-handed hitters.
0-2 delivery is going to be away. The combined numbers this season, the left-handers 167, phenomenal. The right-handers 221. I mean, they are both about 100 points lower than righties lefties finished against Chen last year. 1-2. Cano not going anywhere at first base. Chen's delivery and almost had it by him that time. And a 1-2. Cruz had to crank up a little bit. Looks like he was waiting on something off speed on that pitch.
A little bit better swing than early on. So at this count, I mean, if you look at this count 1 and 2, it's still a count where if you're going to come in, and remember that's where one of his strengths is, you can come in off the plate because you're ahead in the count. It looks like Joseph's going to slide again away.
1-2 and a little toss over. Again, Cano not very far off the bag.
Well, see, pretty much anywhere in the middle of the plate. And of course, when you're as hot as Nelson is, and your plate coverage is real good, especially this early in the year.
1-2. Cano leaning a little over there, trying to get Chen's attention. He's not going anywhere. And that pitch will miss up and away. Trying to get him to go after another one. 2 ball, 2 strike count. First in slugging percentage, first in extra base hits, first in home runs, first in RBIs, second in average. And second in average to fielder by just 1 point starting the day. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way, and he gets him swinging. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. The Orioles lineup is coming up. Tomorrow's a 12:30 game. Great time to bring the kids. Let's take a look at the O's starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Machado, Paredes, Jones, Young, Davis, and Pierce, Hardy, Joseph, and Navarro. For Manny, look at the numbers against the starter: 3 for 5, double and an RBI.
Elias, fastball 54, break ball, a little curveball, slider. We saw him pitch last year, and then he's got a good changeup, 91, 92. And again, one of the guys that has pitched extremely well. They just don't score runs for him. Very hard to win when that happens.
He'll hope for a little help tonight. Elias's delivery, and Manny Machado will take the pitch for a strike. Manny had a 1 for 4 in the ball game last night. Left-hander, works quickly. Pitch will be inside. Elias has had 6 consecutive starts where Seattle has scored fewer than 3 runs in those games. Not going to win many of those, and he hasn't. In the air to right field, Cruz. He's got it.
Yeah, take a look at the M's defense. Bloomquist, Ruggiano, Cruz, Seager won the Gold Glove last year. Chris Taylor, no Gold Glove winner in past years. Logan Morrison, and then Mike Zunino doing the catching.
Jimmy Paredes coming to the plate. The Orioles switch hitter. He's just having an unbelievable first 6 weeks of the season. He's hitting .385 right-handed, .341 left-handed. All of his home runs, 6 of them, have been hit from the other side of the plate. He's only had 13 at-bats from this side and has picked up 5 hits, including 2 doubles.
Yeah, natural right-handed hitter, but facing many more right. Whoa, that's a nice little swing.
A big cut on that one. Take a look at our Jeep inside the numbers for Paredes' first 148 games and the last 22.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Well, he's much more mature. I mean, I was looking at some of the numbers. 193 lifetime from this side of the plate. There's a good changeup. They go with that 90, 91 mile per hour fastball. But the one number that jumped out, all his at bats, all those numbers we just showed you, 325 with runners in scoring position. Yeah. That's a pretty good number.
It's a very good
for your whole career.
1-2 delivery to him. Soft toss upstairs. Coming into the ball game, Paredes has reached base career high 20 straight games. He has hit .346 over the last 25 games and continues to be the talk around the American League and lately around Major League Baseball. The guys, teams that don't follow him, fans that aren't familiar with the name, it's like, who is this and what is he doing?
And they play him very deep. I mean, if you look at their infield, Cano way deep, and the shortstop, he's out on the grass. Seager's very, one to Gold Glove. He's really deep. And the one thing, because he's hitting so well, you don't realize how quickly he gets to first base.
Yeah.
Maybe not obviously from the right side, but
2-2 delivery, and he got him. That's the pitch he wanted, and sank it pretty good at 83.
Yeah, perfect changeup. And he's got 3 good pitches. You just don't locate it any better. If he said, Mr. Elias, you can go up and hand it to the catcher, he would go, I'd like to throw it right there. And there's the change of speed. Reddy's out in front.
So Elias gets the strikeout, and there are 2 down. Here's Adam Jones, 1 for 5 in the ball game last night against Elias. 0 for 6. Elias has faced the Orioles obviously before. He has just an 0-1 record against the Orioles. It's his 3rd career start. He had a couple of real good outings against them, even though he didn't get a win. 2 runs, 7 strikeouts, 1 appearance, the only one he's had here at Camden Yards, and another one was an extra inning loss, 3-2, and that's going to be a base hit into left field. So Adam is on with a 2-out single.
Yeah, Scott Colbaugh, the hitting instructor, said, I said, tell me about Elias. He said, we better be patient. We better let the ball travel. We better use up the middle and right field because of the changeup. And right there, Adam gets it started. So you get Delman now with good speed at first, hitting here in the first.
The Orioles come into the ball game against lefties. They have won 2 and lost 3 against left-handed starters. They've hit .279 though overall against lefties. That ball goes to right. Cruz will get over there and will put it away, and that will do it. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. 1 complete. Middle game of 3, no score. Visit Why Wait in the ER.com.
Pretty good company right there. Some of those names you may not have heard that much about. Of course, Felix Hernandez is not that. Sonny Gray, talked about that, out of Oakland, one of their young flamethrowers.
Chen has been phenomenal. I mean, he deserves to be better than the very good 10 games above 500 for his career. He's 36 and 26 coming into this ball game. He will face Seager. Seager's got a 5-game hit streak, but he's only 1 for 17 off Wei Chen. And the pitch will be taken for a strike.
Hey, you have to be really careful because he's a really good first ball fastball hitter. And again, he's got power. We've seen him hit home runs up in Seattle, right field, left field here. He can go the other way. So again, he looks inside half, and you throw it in his zone, and he's going to be ready.
He's had a couple of career home runs against the Orioles to go along with the .232 lifetime average against the O's. As you see, one of the hot bats in there. He wants to slow Chen down a little bit, asks for a moment. That'll get down to first base on the ground. Chris Davis on the short hop. Celebrate summer at Oriole Park. Pick up the new Birdland Summer 6-pack. Choose any of the 6 remaining games throughout the season. You can enjoy savings up to 20% off the cost of single game tickets. Build a plan around whatever you'd like. Great rivalries, popular promotions, bobblehead dates, t-shirt nights, fireworks, whatever turns you on. You go to Orioles.com/6-pack or 888-848-BIRD. Ruggiano getting the start in center field. Austin Jackson is out of there, hurt. That'll go into the corner. It'll be chased down by Pierce. Into second base, Ruggiano, and he's got a double, second hit off Chen, and this one with one away.
No, it's just a hanging changeup, and of course the question would be, what are you changing up on? He's never seen a fastball, so he doesn't know what this is, but he does know it stays in the middle of the plate, and he doesn't miss it. So it's an 83-mile-per-hour hit me kind of pitch, and he's all over it.
So one down, infield moving around. Navarro getting a little help from the on-field coach J.J. Hardy, positioning himself at second base here. Morrison coming up. Last night 1 for 4 in the ball game with runners in scoring position. That one's going to be fouled back into the screen. Take a look at those numbers we were talking about earlier. That's darn good.
Well, Waka's what? He's 5 or 6-0. Miller almost pitched a no-hitter against Miami. Shields off to a blazing start with the Padres, switching leagues, and then Nick Martinez also in the last list we showed you, young right-hander out of Texas.
As we said, that's 2 for 28 to get to that average. That ball's a broken bat bloop right at Jones. Adams got it, and Morrison is retired, and there are 2 down.
Yeah, he wanted to hit it even more up on the handle and maybe hit a soft single, but right to Adam Jones.
Chen gets a big out there. Zunino 0 for 4 in the ball game last night. Their catcher will stand in. He's also got an 0 for going against Chen. He is 0 for 6. He's hitting only 190 off lefties, 169 off right-handers. And Seattle made a catching move today. Wellington Castillo has joined the ball club. He was acquired from the Cubs on Tuesday, and he's here wearing number 35 for the ball game tonight.
Yeah, the Mariners are 13th in runs, and they're only hitting .221 with runners in scoring position. Orioles at 300. You want to score more runs, get hits in these situations. Pretty simple.
0-1 count. Chen's delivery, and that'll be a strike on the outside corner. Zunino 170 with runners in scoring position, so Chen's got someone to work with here that he's got a chance to end the inning on. Ruggiano had the double. He is down at second base. He'll get a big secondary lead. The Orioles not trying to hold him. Outfield shallow. Jones and Young in center and right. Ball put in the air to the gap. Adams got a long run. He was shallow, and he's not going to get it. Off the base of the wall, Zunino will end up with a double, scoring is Ruggiano, and a big 2-out hit, and a 1-0 lead for Seattle.
Well, that's what I'm talking about as far as getting clutch hits. And boy, and Chen's hung a changeup and now a breaking ball. Watch this ball just stay up in the middle of the zone, and that's a 2-strike pitch, not where he wanted it to be. Zunino says thank you very much, and he's got tremendous power. 22 home runs, and again, when you hang a breaking ball, he's going to get on it. So Ruggiano makes it 1-0.
No, Zunino picking up the RBI, and another runner in scoring position. Zunino, that's RBI number 12 for him, which is pretty good for that average he carries. Here's Taylor. Taylor's struggling at the plate. He had an 0 for 3 in the ballgame last night. He's 0 for his last 13 with 2 down and a runner at second base. So that average has dropped all the way down now to 118. Chris Taylor goes after it, right field. Delman Young. He's got it, and that will do it. But a run in, couple of hits, no errors, 1 left on base. Orioles coming up down by a run. Miller Lite. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer with you. Sunset time, bouncing off the great building or the warehouse. Some of the sunsets you get out there, especially in the spring and in the fall, get some of that beautiful color that comes off that great brick out there. It's quite a sight. So there you go. That's our photo for you for tonight. Here's Chris Davis.
I think I just opened up an Arizona Highways magazines with all, one of the great
Sedona,
magazines.
right?
Yeah, Sedona.
Yeah. Chris will go after the first pitch, foul it off. That will get a piece of John Hirschbeck.
All the great rock formations in New Mexico, sunset over the Grand Canyon, sunrise over the Grand Canyon.
Gorgeous. Flying over the Grand Canyon at sunrise or sunset too. Have you ever just going east to west or whatever had a flight where you've gone? I mean, it's so beautiful. 0-1 count on Davis, and the pitch will be outside. Chris has an 0 for 5 off this left-hander. Elias will stay away from that power swing that he's got when he can extend his arms, or at least try to. 1-1 delivery on the way. Working him outside, not hitting the corners, and Chris not going after it.
Yeah, he even dropped his arm angle a little bit. Well, out of Cuba, and very athletic pitcher, and again, he's not a flamethrower, but looks like he's going to throw a lot of strikes, and then when you get deep into the count or even behind the hitter, able to make quality pitches.
Chris has had the reverse numbers this year: 308 off lefties, 198 off right-handers. But 7 of the 8 home runs have come against the right-hander. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that's way down low. Elias looks like he doesn't really want to have a whole lot to do with Chris Davis here. The count goes to 3-2, but he has got a full count on him. Chris has had only 1 hit in his last 20 at bats. The average dipping down a bit, 220. 3-2 delivery to him. Got one off the end of the bat. Long run. Seager with that shift on will still get there and make the catch. One away here in the second. Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, Joseph Sirio from Forest Hill. 500 for being selected. 500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play baseball, buck scratch-offs, and win up to $50,000. Or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/baseball. Good luck. Steve Pearce 2 for 4 in the ball game last night. Steve trying to pick it up a little bit. Got over that Mendoza mark. This one's going to put him right back at it. Second base, Cano. He's got it.
I think he thought there might be 3 outs.
He looked like he was going to take that ball right into the dugout with him. Cano will go back and play some more D. Nobody noticed. Nobody noticed. No, we didn't notice.
No.
Honest.
Yeah, there you go.
That'll be a kangaroo court fine right there, boy.
Well, you think he can afford it?
Yes. He probably
kind of knew what that answer was going to be.
Probably afford the entire court. Pay it off. All right, 2 down. Pitch will be taken for a strike. J.J. Hardy, 1 for 4 in the ball game last night. Same number that he has against this left-hander. Hardy's had only 6 at bats against lefties. 2 for 6. Down to third. Tough hawk. Good play by Seager. And records the out. So 1-2-3 inning 2 complete, and Seattle on top by a score of 1-0. Brian Gonzalez.
Yeah, good size, 6'3", 230 pounds, right out of high school. So you can see, nice record. ERA maybe a little bit higher. And again, this will be his second year. Last year, started out in the Gulf Coast League, played and pitched for Aberdeen. Not a lot of innings. So again, comes in with about 35 minor league innings.
You saw he had a no-hitter going in that ball game. Those numbers against Lakewood you were looking at, that was broken up in the 6th inning. It was a career high for him in innings pitched out of Miramar, Florida. 3rd round 2014 amateur draft. Went to the Archbishop McCarthy High School, Southwest Ranches, Florida. Swing and a miss. Weeks at the top of the order. Grounded out his first time up. Bloomquist will follow in the 2-hole, and then Cano coming up. So Richie Weeks, leadoff batter in this ball game. He is the designated hitter. And the pitch taken away for a ball. Weeks has played a good deal against the Orioles and not done very well. He's got a 125 career batting average against Oriole pitching. 1-1 delivery by Chen, a grounder. Big hop, long throw. Hardy, as he always does, gets it there.
Well, his preparation, Bobby Deckers was saying, he's a very proactive player. He anticipates, but watch him catch the ball on his right foot. And then all he does is kind of, Mike Bordick did a whole thing. He just picks it up with his right foot and then watch the thrust coming forward, because he loads. And then he's almost, again, like a pitcher, right over his front side. Accurate, perfect throw about knee high to Chris Davis over at first. Made it look really easy.
Doesn't he always, huh? It's amazing. Here's Bloomquist, flat out to right field his first time up. He will take the pitch in the dirt for a ball. Seattle on the big East Coast road trip. 9 games, 3 here, 3 Toronto. They go there tomorrow. And then they've got 3 against Tampa Bay. And the Orioles will be heading out for a very short road trip to Miami after tomorrow. Down to third, backhanded Machado, rights himself and got him. Infield's got it going over there on the left side. Tomorrow afternoon, skip out of the office, get your holiday weekend started early. A special 12:35 afternoon start. Birds and Mariners close out this homestand. Good seats still remain. Enjoy a great afternoon of baseball. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me when Belanger and Brooks Robinson were playing the left side. Brooksy had 16 gold gloves. Mark had 8. Square, McNally, they'd be throwing those slow curveballs. They'd be smacking them down there, and they'd make it look routine, which is exactly because that ball was hit sharply.
But again, like Hardy, Machado's got that internal clock going. He knew who was running and how much time he had, because he took a long time to set. And JJ does the same thing. 1-0 pitch. Cano at a base hit his first time up. Will foul it away. Orioles, by the way, Chris Tillman's going to start the ball game tomorrow, as announced last night. J.A. Happ, who is 3-1 with an ERA of 2.98, will be going for Seattle. So there's Chris getting back into the rotation. He and Bud Norris missing starts. So the extra day's rest has not been had by Gonzalez or by Wei and Chen. Chen's working on a normal 4-day rest, and only the second start that he has had this year on 4 days rest. His career record 18-12 when he has 4 days, ERA of 4.02. 1-2 pitch on the way, and he will just miss a little bit outside. But Showalter, this season, they have spread these starts out as much as possible, giving the starters 5 or 6 days rest in most cases. A little chopper that'll come off him in the batter's box, and it's a foul ball. But as Buck Showalter said, the Orioles are going to be going into a stretch of games where they're not going to have these days off that they have had recently, and they're going to need, as he put it, everybody on board. They got a lot of games and not many days off coming up, starting really with this series. Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way, right off the fist. Great pitch. Little squibbler goes to second. Navarro makes the play. 3 ground ball outs by Chen, sets him down in order. Always good eats at the ballpark. Mariners have a 1-0 lead. story today in the Sportsnet.com talking about John Gibbons and his staff maybe getting fired. Toronto Blue Jay coaches. Any slate of dismissals will be an act of last resort. According to Sportsnet, it's not going to happen. Tampa Bay Rays, 22-18 record. They've already completed a quarter of the season. They are tied for first in the American League East. And Alan Craig of Boston has cleared waivers, an option to AAA. $25.2 million left on his contract. The Red Sox announced that after he had cleared all 29 teams.
Yeah, no way anybody's going to pick up that contract. So Red Sox, after the trade last year, coming over from St. Louis, John Lackey going the other way. And, that's, well, you just don't know about guys. I mean, he did have some injuries, but he was one of the best hitters in the National League.
Great off-speed delivery right there. Caleb Joseph, 0-2. Yeah, that's why fans always talk about why these long-term contracts. But in this day and age, I mean, one, you may have a player like Adam Jones, who's your franchise face. Joseph retired, so you want that contract locked up. The other one is that, for the most part, these long-term deals clubs give, they don't expect to get 4, 5, 6 years out of a player. If they can sign for 4 and get 2, sign for 5 and get 2.5, I mean, that's kind of what they expect.
Well, he also led the National League in runner in the scoring position, back-to-back numbers. I mean, he could play a little first, could play the outfield. They were winning. Revenue pretty good. I've been great fans in St. Louis. They draw well. It just seemed like it made a lot more sense. And then, of course, the Red Sox, they're the ones that actually acquired him in the contract, and what, he had about 140.
Yeah.
I mean, just an amazing fall of confidence and whatever.
Ray Navarro at the plate. Navarro did not play in the game last night. Orioles switch hitter getting in against the left-hander. One down, nobody on. Manny Machado, top of the order, is waiting on deck. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be punched up in the air, right side. And reaching and almost, and is he all right? Went down between the tarp and the stand. No, he didn't catch it, but just enough room there for him to get behind it. Unfortunately for Morrison, not injured.
Yeah, great effort. And then, of course, the pads padded, the walls padded, and he goes into it pretty hard.
Yeah, awkward on that leg. 0-2 delivery. That'll go to third base. Seager again up. And Navarro is retired. 2 away here in the third inning. Hey, you want to get to the ballpark fairly early. Not a very big walk-up crowd right now. You want to get your tail into this ballpark here before you get too far into it. Just waddle on in.
Don't let Boog catch you, though.
Could be a new item on the menu.
Yes, exactly.
Manny Machado taken outside. Machado flied out to right his first time up. 1-0 delivery on the way, and that'll be down low. That's what I feel like some nights when I come to the yard, or tomorrow for a day game. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and that's in there for a strike. Machado hitting at 273. He's picked up 8 doubles, 6 home runs. 2-1 pitch to Manny. He'll put that one up in the air, right center field, not deep. It's in the Bermuda Triangle, and Cruz dropped it. Had the glove on it, but could not hang on. Nelson Cruz, Ruggiano in center, and Cano at second. All surrounded it, but nobody could handle it. Single.
Well, he's almost hitting 380 when he's the right fielder. So right here, I mean, he doesn't hesitate. He just doesn't catch it. I'm sure he might be a little concerned in the glove for a while, and then right there as Cano gets out of the way. So he's hit a lot better when he's played right field. Yeah, and he played, I mean, he can make plays. Obviously, if you want to look defense hitting, we'll kind of lean towards the hitting part because he's leading the world in everything. But
so the Orioles get a break.
He gets Paredes to the plate.
Manny Machado gets a base hit on that.
They do play deep. We talked about it. I mean, a little bit different cast of characters in their outfield. It's kind of hard to tell how the wind is blowing, as you said. I mean, it's blowing into the booth here, but it swirls because it hits here and then it goes off the warehouse.
He looks back at home plate umpire John Hirschbeck with no arm up on that one, and the count goes to 2-0 on Paredes, who struck out his first time up.
Well, Gary, that ball moved so much he actually caught it going, the glove going away from the plate because of the movement.
That ball really, that's one that really did die out there. It looked like it was hit a little better than that. Paredes has had a hit in 22 out of the last 25 ball games. Delivery to him and a big swing, and that is a typical swing whether he's hitting right or left-handed. He goes after it.
Well, Elias, he's thrown change-ups when he's gotten behind. Right there, he goes, he's going to go up the ladder with 90 miles per hour. So he's mixed up his pitches very well so far.
And that one outside.
And you can realize there's not a whole lot of them in the middle of the plate.
No. He's been very good. Yeah. I mean, the fact his record is 0-1 and the team's 0-4 is what Jim talked about earlier. If you don't score runs, 9 runs in 4 games that you've started, is not going to get you into the W column, and it hasn't. But
yeah, it doesn't mean that, last year, I mean, their bullpen not as good as it was last year, but certainly capable of getting better. Iwakuma, he had a little bit of a shoulder problem, so he's probably Rick Waite's the pitching coach, saying he's probably a month away. They'll get their pitching back.
Elias delivers and just missed inside.
But at the end of the day, they got Cruz to help their offense, and they need to score more runs.
So Elias goes full 3-2. That means Machado gets the advantage at first base. He will be running here. And Paredes with that 3-game hit streak. Try and get an RBI out of this. Runner goes. Ball put up in the air to center. Here's Yano. He's got it. That'll do it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Another pitching duel. We've seen a lot of these lately. Aaron is up. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By Royal Farms. Royal Farms world famous chicken and western fries made fresh, never frozen. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms. And by PNC, for the achiever in you. Cal the mighty bowler, as he showed at Manny's Base Bowl.
Well, to say he was a great soccer player, basketball player. He was going to be the next Jim Palmer. Thank goodness for his sake he became a shortstop, third baseman. When
I said if he bowled practice for a week, he could go on the Pro Bowlers tour and be successful.
Yeah, but where's Chris Schenkel? I think he's passed away. I mean, remember Saturday afternoon?
Sure.
All the bowling shows.
Yes, I did that.
Did you really?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Richie Weeks. I did the bowl the same one Schenkel did, the Pro Bowlers tour for a year. It was, 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
How was it?
Ask Mike Scioscia.
You mean ask Mike Scioscia?
It's a long story.
Oh, okay.
No.
Bowling.
Bowling, yes. You never know.
Well, which was more exciting?
I need a buck.
Hockey or bowling?
Hockey or bowling? I'll tell you, hockey didn't have any of those 210 splits. Yeah, the 3-0 delivery on the way. That one down the line in right field. That could hang fair, and it does. It'll roll into the corner. Cruz on his way to second base. And Nelson Cruz with that .350 average against the Orioles adds to it with a leadoff double here in the fourth inning.
Yeah, well, the Orioles know all about this because he can hit the ball to right field with the best of them. It's one of those balls that's just out on the outside quarter of the plate. He lets it travel. You can see him get his front foot down. I mean, that's the key because even though he came up with Milwaukee, he went down to Texas, and when Rudy Jaramillo was the hitting instructor, it was all about getting, as Scott Coolbaugh, the Orioles instructor, would say, getting ready to hit. And he gets that front foot down and pokes it down into the line for a double.
That is hit number 4 for Seattle, and the leadoff man in scoring position for Seager. Seager grounded out his first time up. He'll take the pitch up high for a ball. He's got a .265 average going in these situations. Nobody out.
Yeah, well, he wants to get him over. I mean, the ground ball he hit the last time, two-seam fastball down and in, would get the job done, and then maybe he can find a hole. But if you're going to score runs against a tough lefty, this is part of it.
Breaking ball in there for a strike, and it goes to 1-1. I can't leave it hanging. So Scioscia saw one of the bowling shows and has never let me forget about it. So every time I see him, he says, how are the lanes?
I have a YouTube mission tonight.
YouTube mission. It was good. It was a lot of fun. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that will be foul back.
You got to be on YouTube.
1-2. Isn't everybody?
Yeah, that's my point.
Isn't everything on YouTube?
It seems that way.
Cooking breakfast. 1 ball, 2 strike count. 1-0 lead here. The Mariners are out on 4 hits. The Orioles 0-2-0. Each team has left 2. Ruggiano had a 1-out double in the second inning, and Zunino brought him in on a 2-out double. Now a leadoff double here by Cruz, and that's going to get the runner moved up. And that's what his job was. Navarro makes the play. Cruz goes over to third, and there's one away. In our Major League Notebook on the Better Than Good page, Bryce Harper, how about the last 12 games? 535, 10 home runs, and 23 RBIs. That's unbelievable. The only other players to have those kind of numbers, Willie Mays in 1958 and Doug DeCensis for the Angels in 1982. The Angels, 290, 229 batting average, lowest among the 42 teams, but they are hitting home runs. And that's putting them on the board, and that is giving them wins. And we wanted to make sure we got in Jimmy Paredes. He is the first Orioles player since Jim Traber to have 20 or more RBIs in the first 25 games of a season after he had never previously had a 20 RBI season in the majors. Jim Traber had 22 through 25 games as a rookie in 1986. So yet another one of the measurements for the way Paredes is playing.
Yeah,
Justin Ruggiano.
Yeah, and again, Elias pitching so well, you're going to bring your infield halfway in and hopefully cut off a run. Cruz does not have great speed. Otherwise, you might bring them in even a little bit farther.
1-1 delivery on the way. Bryce Harper's not going to add any more to those numbers we gave you in his stretch of great hitting because he was thrown out tonight for arguing ball strikes at the plate. I guess you're going to argue ball strikes. You might as well do it at the plate. Although a lot of times it happens in the dugout.
Yes, it does.
Here's the 1-2 delivery. Close, wow. Jen, very close. 2-2.
Well, he hit a double on a changeup, and right here, just a shade inside.
Ruggiano gets a break on it, hitting just 182 with runners in scoring position. Infield stays drawn in. Trying to get it up in the air with a big uppercut.
Yeah, for weigh-in tonight, again, good fastball. We had 93 in the first inning, but he's gotten in trouble with the breaking ball. Maybe not as sharp as in games past. And then again, you don't get a lot of runs. It's pretty critical to bat right here. Because Ruggiano, as you mentioned, he doesn't have to get a base hit to get a run in. He's looking to hit a fly ball if possible.
2-2 delivery on the way. Ruggiano got a fly ball, all right. Way back in left field, and goodbye, home run. Ruggiano delivers a shot on a 2-2 pitch. That'll bring 2 more runs in across the plate. And for Ruggiano, that's home run number 2. And he doubles his RBI output on the year with that at bat.
Well, hanging changeup for a double, hanging curveball for a 2-run home run. Similar to the one Gonzalez threw to Cruz. Watch this breaking ball just hover in the middle of the plate. Big, strong guy, and then he belts it. So he gets the fly ball and then some.
And gives Seattle a 3-0 lead. Luciano in there to hit against the left-hander. And he's doubled, homered, and scored 2 and driven in 2. So that clears the bases with 1 down. Logan Morrison flied out to center field. So he told you Chen came into this game 2 for 28 with runners in scoring position. Already in this ball game, there have been 2 hits with runners in scoring position by Seattle. Hit the bag, yes, right over the corner.
Yeah,
Davis there to play it. Morrison saying no, it didn't. And first base umpire John Tumpane said yes, it did, and get out of here, and he did.
Well,
it's a good call.
No, I don't know. I mean, Morrison's right there, and if the ball went over the bag, it's the first base umpire. If the ball's picked up, it's usually the home plate umpire. But didn't that ball look? It didn't look like it went over the bag.
Very, very close. McClendon wants to head down to first base now. So well, the youngster on the staff will talk with him. Did it hit the bag?
I don't think so.
McClendon, of course, looking over from that third base side. Pretty good look. This is not a reviewable play. All he can do is come out and ask for the first base umpire to ask for a little help or something, but the only one who's going to help is home plate umpire, and he was in agreement. So the ground ball out is recorded. Morrison retired. Zunino had the RBI double his first time up. Pitch by Chen, and that will be a swing and a miss on a ball tailing away. Zunino getting his first hit off Chen in that first at bat, going 1 for 7 now against him. 0-1 delivery is going to come inside.
Well, we've seen, and when you pitch as a starter, even a reliever, you think, okay, I got to mix up my pitches. I need to throw him a curveball or a changeup, and because I don't want him just sitting on my fastball. And then you throw it, and then you realize I just did not make a good pitch with it. It happened to Gonzalez last night. They came back with 9 runs after he gave up a couple of home runs, and maybe one of those nights where they're going to have to score some runs for Wei and Chen. Haven't done that a lot this year.
And that one is swung on and missed. So Chen will pick up his second strikeout, but a 2-run homer, Ruggiano, and it is a 3-0 lead Mariners.
games here usually, or maybe if you play 7, 3 might be there. When you're home, the Athletics Pitchers Park, Mariners Pitchers Park, Angels Pitchers Park, Kansas City Royals Pitchers Park. Orioles hitter friendly, and then they go out there, they get to take advantage of the bigger parks.
So the Orioles got to battle back, as they have not fared well when the opponent scores first. The Orioles are 2-12 on the season. Elias has got to be ready to burst out in a big celebration, as they have scored 3 runs for him in this ball game. One more than he normally gets in his starts. So let's see if the Orioles can dent it. Adam Jones up, and he will take the pitch for his strike. Adam had a base hit his first time up. He and Manny Machado have picked up singles. They are the only 2 hits the Orioles have in the ball game. The Orioles have not gotten a runner beyond first base. 0-1 Jones. That one came up and bit him on the hand as he started to come out of the box.
Yeah, he really gets you out in front with a changeup. I mean, he's kind of like an old-fashioned guy in the sense that he's going to throw your fastball away if you're a right-handed hitter. He's going to make you cover the outside corner because he's going to take a little bit off, and then he can also go up and away, and then he can come in with a hard slider. So it's in and out. Add a little, take a little bit off.
And that one drilled to left field, but it's an Adam ball. Bloomquist just stands there and puts it away, and Jones is the first out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Spend your Memorial Day at Oriole Park. The Birds have the Astros coming in on Monday, and it's a 1:35 start. First 20,000 fans 15 and over get the Stars and Stripes patterned Orioles barbecue apron. Celebrate the unofficial start of summer. Show your Birdland pride with a great afternoon of baseball. Orioles.com for tickets. Monday, Memorial Day. How about that? And the Astros, obviously one of the big stories here in the first quarter of the season, which is kind of hard to believe, but it is. The Orioles, because they had those games wiped out here with the White Sox series, are 4 games away from being a quarter of the way through the season, but other clubs have already reached that mark. Houston winning again today, 27 wins. Comebacker by Young.
Oh, that's nice.
Here's that nice little Ephus pitch to first.
Oh, Rick Waits. He's a pretty good left-handed pitcher. He's a pitching coach. He's going. Not exactly the way we. I think they're in Peoria. Peoria, Arizona. Not exactly the way we planned it in spring training. It worked.
He's showing him how he threw a circle curve over there.
Well, yeah, Felix Hernandez. Yeah.
And a big swing taken by Davis. Chris popped out first time up. No walks, 2 strikeouts. Elias on the mound is.
Yeah, he's not wasting
pitching
any time, is he?
Nope. He goes right at it. 10-12 last year, 3.65 ERA. 0-2 delivery on the way over the top. That'll miss up high. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
Well, they got him 4 runs a game last year, which is still very low. And again, the 10-12 doesn't tell you the whole story.
Breaking ball in the inside corner. Chris didn't think so. That'll be strikeout number 3. Retires the side in order. 3-0 Seattle. A season high, and we have unusual spectators tonight. One duck and one something. I'm not sure what that was. Wei and Chen, difference tonight?
Breaking balls, a couple of them. Ruggiano playing against lefties. He hanging changeup for a double, hanging curveball. Because Seager got Cruz over, had led the double, trying to strike him out. He thought that was the right pitch, and it probably was, except he hung it, 2-run home run, and there are your 3 runs. So what he has to do, Orioles have to score some runs, something they did for Miguel Gonzalez, and then he has to do what Gonzalez did last night, which is settle down. He's already in the 5th inning. Bullpen's well rested, and you just have to figure from now to the end of the game, you need to outscore the Mariners by obviously more than 3 runs,
which the Orioles can certainly do. So we'll see if Chen can hold him right here. Here is Chris Taylor. 1-0 count on him. Taylor, number 9 hitter, flied out to right field his first time up. Left-hander's delivery to him, and that will be foul back. So Chen hasn't walked anybody, has struck out 2. Elias hasn't walked anybody and has struck out 3. It's been a game where for the hitters they've got to come up and do their own work. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. That one to center field. Jones going back. Near the warning track on it, and will make the catch. Long fly ball out. Those fans never miss a game update, behind the scenes moment, or exclusive contest. Follow at Masson Orioles on Twitter for all the latest Orioles buzz. Again, that's at Masson Orioles on Twitter. Back to the top of the order, and Weeks. He has grounded out twice. Seattle's designated hitter for tonight. Outfield straight away. And Weeks will take the pitch at the knees for a strike. The DH for Seattle combined hitting .230 with 8 home runs, 16 RBIs. 0-1 pitch. Compare that to the Orioles DH. Orioles have a .311 batting average, 2nd highest, and that's for 80s, of course, for the most part. Same number of home runs, though. And the 26 RBIs for the Orioles to 16 for Seattle, and Chen's got it. Wei and Chen on the fly puts it away. 2 down.
Probably would have been a tough play because it's hit so softly. And again, right there, you become a defender. So again, he jams him. Ball not hit particularly hard. You can see Navarro coming into the picture, but I mean, really way up by the hands. Obviously, not the good part of the bat. Hit softly. And then Wei and Chen, he's a plus defender. Very good fielding pitcher.
So Chen helps his own cause. Here's Bloomquist. 2 down and nobody on. That ball off the fist left field, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. Pierce was playing deep on Bloomquist, and that one off the handles in for a single with 2 down here in the 5th inning.
Well, Wayne said, I've thrown enough hanging breaking balls tonight. You got me in trouble. I'm going to go with the fastballs. And exactly what he does. Jams him, but finds a hole out there, and it does get Cano up.
The ever dangerous Robinson Cano. Cano with those enormous numbers against the Orioles. .335 batting average, 29 career home runs. And as we mentioned last night, he's played a full season of 162 games against the Orioles in his career. And a swing and a miss.
Yeah, last year they pitched around him, so the home runs went down. A typical year when he was playing with the Yankees, especially in new Yankee Stadium. 24, 28 home runs. Went down to 14, but he did hit .339 last year with runners in scoring position. As we mentioned, that number down under 200 at this point.
0-1 delivery on the way. That'll be taken. Cano to be followed by Cruz if it gets that far. There are 2 down. 6 hits on the board for Seattle. They've been retired 1, 2, 3 only once, and that was in the 3rd inning. Pretty good lead at first base. Bloomquist. Ball put up in the air, left center field. Pierce coming in, and he will make the catch. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Where are the Oriole bats? We zip. Mound against J.A. Happ in the series finale. Our coverage on Masson will begin at 12 noon with O's Extra, presented by Southwest, followed by our game at 12:30. All the access you need right here on Masson.
Well, the Ricky Weeks, the pitching coach, saying, boy, he saved us. Look at those numbers for J.A. Happ last year with Toronto. Chris Tillman, inflated numbers coming off the back spasm, so he needs to get back on track. Certainly capable of doing that, and of course he's going to pitch against the team that the Orioles got him from in the Adam Jones trade.
Roenis Elias ready to go, and that ball is going to be popped up by Pierce, third base. Seager will move into foul territory to make the play. Pierce popped out his first time up.
Yeah, and
went away on a pitch.
He's going to go back and he's going to say, well, why did I ever swing at that ball? It wasn't a strike. It was up and in. I'll tell you why, because I mean, he's been around the plate so much tonight. Elias is just throwing strike one. He's changing speeds. You expect somewhere in the zone, and you get into swing mode.
Yep. He's only going to be throwing his 50th pitch. J.J. Hardy, and Hardy will take it for his strike. Hardy up trying to find a way on.
And then you say to yourself, well, I want to see a couple of pitches, and then the one pitch that's probably hittable, you just
the first
took.
one.
Yeah. I mean, such a fine line. And
0-1 delivery breaking ball.
You just don't know. I mean, everybody talks about when, the money ball theory when Oakland, and you got to take pitches, you got to walk. It's really, you have to hit like it's 2-0. In other words, it counts in your favor, and if you get a good pitch and it happens to be the first one, fine. Orioles, we've showed you numbers. They're one of the best first pitch average hitter hitting teams in baseball. But if you chase out of the zone, you go, geez, they don't have any kind. Yeah.
2-1 delivery on the way. Another ground ball. This one to short hop Taylor, and records the out. And there are two down here in the fifth. And first pitch for game one of that special single admission doubleheader is going to be coming up against the White Sox Thursday. It was moved up to 105 from 405. Tickets for the originally scheduled Monday, April 27 game are valid for this traditional doubleheader. Additional tickets available, but won't last long. 2 for 1, folks. New start time is 105. That's the doubleheader that will be coming up against Chicago next Thursday.
Yeah, the White Sox coming into today back to 500. Because that kind of pales. The Royals are off to a great start. Detroit trying to keep with them, but for what? Let's see, 4 back in the loss column for Kansas City, the White Sox, and then they're not winning on the road.
No. 0-1 delivery taken away. They probably have saved their manager's job though for maybe for the whole season. They get to 500 and then start climbing a little above Robin Ventura's position. It'll be a lot solider. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Joseph struck out his first time up. Pitch taken away.
Yeah, struck out on changeups. He threw him 2 of about as good at changeups as you could throw. And after a double single last night, Caleb was swung right through him.
Elias with a 2-1. Caleb will go after it. Another ground ball. Played by Seager over to first. He retires the side in order again. So that's going to be 7 in a row that the 26-year-old left-hander set down, protecting a 3-0 lead. DraftKings. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com. Enter promo code TRIPLEPLAY for free entry. By your local Mercedes dealership. And by Ocean City, Maryland. Put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now at OCOcean.com. Gary Thorne and Jim Palmer here on this very pleasant evening at the ballpark. And right now, Seattle keeping that 3-0 lead. Wei-Yin Chen will work here in the top of the 6th inning. It's the middle of the order. Cruz up, and he will take the pitch for a ball. Nelson has a double and a run scored, and he is struck out. Ruggiano a double and a home run in the game. Home run good for 2 RBIs. Zunino the other RBI with a double of his own. Shattered bat will end up bouncing into the seats. Wei-Yin Chen has thrown 14 out of 22 first pitch strikes in the ball game. He's retired the leadoff batter in all but the 4th inning. And Cruz got that double and would score.
Yeah, 21 pitches in the first inning. Lowest pitches per inning under 16 of his career this year. Of course, it's early, and then right up the ladder there. So change up down and away, breaks the bat, then there you go, your Nissan pitch track, just right where Caleb Joseph wanted it. It's not going to work again, though.
He loves those pitches that are up. A lot of power hitters do.
Well,
they look
out
so
over the
tantalizing.
Plate. Yeah. And home run power to right center. And
2-2 away. So Cruz goes 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, watch him how quick he gets that front foot down. But again, because that's an open stance. So left foot farther away. Foot will come back down, and that little toe tap.
3-2 loop. Jones will make the catch. On the way here in the 6th inning, and here is our T-Mobile game changer.
Oh, there you go. Highest percentage of runs via the home run. The Astros, as you mentioned, the lowest batting average, but the most home runs in the American League. And then the Reds, small ballpark. Mariners, second in the American League in home runs, and the little Red Sox. That's mainly because they were hitting .203 with runners in scoring position.
One down here. Chen, how about that yacker? Seager has grounded out twice. So the big bender right there and a 1-strike count. Kyle Seager will be followed in the lineup. Ruggiano has had the big night so far. 0-1 foul back. Talking about that Houston team, .229 batting average is the lowest among 42 teams to have 60 homers through 40 games in Major League history. No team's ever had that many home runs with that batting average through that number of games, quarter of the way through. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and fooled him with a fastball. He knew it. Thank you very much. Tip the cap. I'll see you the next time around.
Yeah, he's looking for something else. And again, pretty much to the glove, right on the corner. A great angle right here, outside quarter of the plate. And again, that plate is 17 inches, and you take the ball and you can get it almost to 22 inches. Edge of the ball on the plate.
Ruggiano, and Chen will see if he can find a way to get him out of there. Double scored in the 2nd, homered in the 4th.
Change up and curveball. Maybe he will throw him some fastballs.
Ruggiano came in with only 1 RBI in the year, and he had 2 on the home run. That'll be fouled the other way, and a 2-strike count.
Yeah, I was getting talking to Lloyd McClendon, and skipper of the Mariners. I said, so tell me about Houston. He said, well, hopefully they won't stay this hot, because they now 13 games over 500.
0-2 delivery, put up in the air to right field. That's back in that power alley. Young is there, and he will make the catch in a 1-2-3 inning. So Chen doing his part. Now the Orioles offense trailing 3-0. Our Mazda do-ups, Navarro, Machado, and Paredes. It's about the long ball. Justin Rugiano off Chen. Game in the 4th inning. His second home run, 2 RBIs. He had 6 long balls last year. This one he's going to get back and will have a chance to hit it again. Yellowwood. 3-0 lead. Mariners on top.
Yeah, they just want to try to, when you're getting shut out through the first 5, of course, Elias has done nothing to give you any indication that he's going to do anything with what he does, which is throwing tons of strikes, changing speeds, gotten the first batter out in every inning, yet to walk anybody. In fact, I don't even think he's come close to a walk. That's how good he's been. And totally unpredictable as far as what he's thrown.
After showing bunt, this one's going to be popped up. Second base, Cano called off, and Cruz makes the catch. Navarro is retired. When the Orioles win, everyone wins. When the Orioles win and score 5 or more runs, you get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com by entering promo code Orioles5. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's valid at participating Baltimore area Papa John's. Manny Machado, a base hit. He and Jones each have singles, different innings. The only hits the Orioles have, they've not had anyone to second base. This coming off, of course, what the Orioles hope was a breakout night. 9 runs on 13 hits in the ball game last night. 1-0 delivery to Machado, cued over by the Orioles dugout foul.
Yeah, really only one legitimate hit. The ball that Manny hit, Cruz should have caught, but didn't. In fact, Adam Jones in the single and then hit a rocket into left. So try to get on for him. Got two quality at bats.
1-1 delivery.
You see, those balls they're 2-seam fastballs running down and away, and with pretty good movement. And then in the back of your mind, he's got a changeup that looks exactly the same. So he's very hard to time.
Came in with a pretty high average against him at 280. Left-handers 292 and the right-handers 275. 1-2 delivery. Machado, breaking ball down, and Manny will take it, even up the count. Manny's been hitting the baseball. He's had hits 12 of the last 14, carrying a .315 average over the last 14 games. Elias's pitch will be fouled off just.
Yeah, I mean, that changeup reminds me a little of Mike Cuellar, who a terrific pitcher for Houston, then came over the Orioles and in 7 years won 139 games, a Cy Young Award, but he had a great screwball. I mean, that's how much movement he has on that changeup when he wants it to be that way.
2-2 delivery. Take it full. So a 3-ball, 2-strike count with 1 down here in the 6th inning. Brady's waiting on deck. Tight ball game, so the Orioles get a couple of base runners on, and the game looks a whole lot different. 3-2 pitch on the way, and Manny will ground it to short out of reach. Taylor gets it. 2 down.
Yeah, Chris Taylor's out there. Brad Miller, who had the American League Player of the Week, not playing against the lefties, but Taylor they liked him, and then he broke his wrist in spring training because he's a pretty good defensive shortstop. Not that that was a tough play, but that's why he's in there, even though he's hitting a little bit over 100.
Miller against left-handers, hitting 125. Taylor 250.
I think he's got like what, 5 at bats? 5 at bats. Yeah, so Taylor's going to play against the left-handed pitchers like Chen.
And the pitch will be taken down low for a ball. Paredes an 0 for 2. He has struck out, flied out. 3-game hit streak, 20 consecutive games in which he has reached base on the line here in this ball game. That is a career high. Swing and a miss. There's that screwball pitch again, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Well, that's what he threw Manny with 3-2 count. And not only did he throw it, it was perfectly located.
1-1 delivery, and came back inside. That's been the routine, the MO tonight for him, is that screwball to right-handers down and away, then come back with a breaking ball or fastball inside.
And the one thing about the Mike Zunino, the #1 draft choice as a catcher, he does present you with a very, very good target. Watch him move. Late, but you get to see it.
Dropped that one in and gets the strikeout. So he's got 4 strikeouts, retires the side in order. That's 10 in a row he set down.
Double by Ruggiano, double by Zunino. They'll take the 1-0 lead. And then after a Cruz double, Ruggiano had already doubled the first time up. I mean, a long blast, 2-run home run to make it 3-0. Elias has just been outstanding. Strikeouts, changeups, good breaking balls, yet to walk anybody. Those are our Geico game highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
So Wei-Yin Chen with the bullpen just starting to be activated by the light of the silvery moon. Logan Morrison will face him here in the 7th inning. And Chen looks to continue the streak now if he can get through this inning. Orioles will have had starters going 7 or more innings for 6 consecutive games. And 2 of those will belong to Wei-Yin Chen. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way, but first he's got to get through this inning. Morrison has flied out and grounded out. No walks, 3 strikeouts for Chen. 0 for 6 in the 2 games so far for Morrison. 1-1. Did he go? Yep. Jim Hoy down at third.
Yeah, Tommy Hunter getting loosened. Morrison goes, well, let's see. That was maybe I held up, but then they called me out on a ball that might have been foul the last time.
Not gonna be my night.
But we're ahead. It's all right.
And a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Look at Morrison, hot bat of late.
Yeah. You know, he had 23. I told him I'm going down to your neck of the woods because he started with the Marlins. He lives in Jupiter, Florida, and 1 year early on, probably about 4 years ago, 23 home runs and then some injuries.
Little chopper, good pitch by Chen. Fortunately, he missed it. Ooh, but so does Navarro. Navarro stumbles and never got possession of the baseball. That probably is going to be an infield hit for Morrison. It is. Yeah,
good pitch. And when Chen doesn't, I mean, you have to understand how far Navarro was coming and then just couldn't get the handle on it because he's playing deep. It's not that Morrison doesn't run hard, doesn't have exceptional speed, so you're playing a little deeper. And he'll go. It all evens out.
So the second time the leadoff man's been on against Chen, and see if they take advantage of it. Zunino. Mike Zunino, RBI double, and he is struck out. Infield plays to pull, plays for 2, and a strike taken on the inside corner. Chen has been efficient, as you see. 91 pitches thrown, not bad. He's averaged 16 pitches per innings pitched this year. He's right about where you want it to be. Pretty good lead at first base for Morrison. And that ball put up in the air to left field off the end of the bat. Pierce with the runner halfway will make the catch. Runner back, 1 down. This past February, the Orioles served as the engagement chair of the American Heart Association's Heart Ball. Together, Orioles Event Chair Sun Trust raised more than $679,000 for cardiovascular disease research, education programs, and advocacy efforts. To learn more about the event or how you can help, go to Orioles.com/AHA.
Yeah, are they going to start the runner? Maybe they'll actually send Morrison.
They did. Taylor goes into the corner. It's got to be cut off here, and it isn't. Not a speedy Morrison. He makes the turn, going for 3, and the throw is not going to be in time. So Taylor delivers an RBI triple as Morrison, off and running, able to make it home easily. A little trouble for Delman Young. 1, he couldn't cut it off, and 2, had trouble picking it up.
Yeah, Lloyd McClendon, you're kind of wondering, okay, well, yeah, we hit home runs, but you have a guy that's struggling. Hit and run makes you focus a little bit more, and then he gets a good pitch to hit. Slices it down the line, and the minute Delman Young does not cut it off, because Morrison's running, because you started him, scores easily. And then you can see Taylor with very good speed, a nice little triple, so he's very happy, gives him another run.
And the infield will be drawn in with 1 down. Top of the order, here is Weeks, 0 for 3 in the ball game, and a swing and a miss for Taylor. That's his first career triple. So he gets the first, and he gets an RBI out of it, and he breaks out of an 0 for 15 with that triple. He got a whole lot done on that one swing of the bat. Hit number 8 off Wei-Yin Chen. 0-1 count, and a ground ball. Runners coming. Hardy's going to go to the plate. Caleb's there. Tag put on. Had it perfectly blocked. Nowhere to go for Taylor, and they get the out at the plate.
They had some options. Didn't have to go on contact, but that's exactly what they do. Another good pitch up and in. So he doesn't hit it very hard. And then snap throw. And then Caleb Joseph doesn't give him a chance to even get to the plate.
Potentially, that's a big out. I mean, it's still just a 4-0 ball game. There's a run you've got a chance to get in. Runner at third, less than 2 out, and you don't do it. Here's Bloomquist. Weeks on at first on the fielder's choice. Bloomquist a single, 1 for 3 in the ball game. Wei-Yin Chen looking to get through 7. And the pitch will be taken up high for a ball. Have not had a walk in the ball game by either pitcher. Weeks stepping off the lead at first. 1-0 breaking ball. And to drive that into right field, fouls it off. See that hitter pick up that back leg like that. That's the old-fashioned way of going the other way. He's got a big hole between first and second. He's got Delman Young playing over to center, so he's trying to go to right field, or did that time.
Yeah, he's always been a guy that can hit the ball the other way. I mean, never been a home run hitter. I mean, very a fan favorite ever since he broke. I mean, go all the way back to 2002, first year in the big leagues for Willie Bloomquist. The lefty Mattis, Brian pitched last night, and the right-hander Tommy Hunter, closest to the outfield wall.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Bloomquist waiting on it down low. He's a .272 career hitter, a very respectable number, and he has spent most of it with Seattle. He left for Kansas City in 2009 and then ended up with the Reds in Arizona and now back with Seattle. That's his home is in Bremerton, Washington. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Weeks off first with 2 down. Runner not going. Again fouled into the screen. That'll hold the count at 2-2. Chen has reached the 100 pitch mark, and Buck Showalter would love to let him get this inning out of the way, and then any runs the Orioles might get the bottom half of the 7th obviously would be to his credit.
Yeah, I would imagine Mattis is for Cano. Would bring in a fresh arm, even though Chen is left-handed, and then maybe have Tommy Hunter for Nelson Cruz.
Here's the 2-2 coming again. And again, Bloomquist is going to file it back, so he's getting the job done here in this at bat as far as working Chen to find a pitch he can do something with.
Well, what hitter instructors will tell you when you get the 2 strikes and you look away and react in. You know, trust your swing, and you do so many drills with your front arm because that's how you deliver the bat head to the ball. So you protect away, and you can see Joseph now coming in.
2-2 delivery again. And on the 7th pitch of the at bat, he makes it at least an 8 pitch at bat. It was a tough out right here.
Well, then also, you know, you're at a point. I probably had about 520 some starts. I never look good when the team doesn't score and you give up 3 or 4. So you know Wei-Yin doesn't want to give up another run. He's trying to figure out, and of course, how am I going to get out of this inning? Maybe how can I get him, you know, to pop one up.
2-2 count. Runner hasn't moved over there, and he gets him to go after one up high. So Chen will get his 4th strikeout, probably his last batter. A run in on a couple of hits, no errors, 1 left on. Triple Taylor drove it home. 7th inning stretch time. Miller time brought to you by Miller Lite.
Again, here comes the infield end. Gold Glover, Hardy. And then a nice tag by Caleb Joseph keeps him from getting to the plate. That would have been the 5th run. Orioles already down by 4. Turner's trying to add a run here. Snuffed out.
4 runs against Chen. That is a season high against the Oriole left-hander. 4-8-0. Orioles have 2 singles. Jones in the 1st inning and Manny Machado in the 3rd. They were both stranded at first base. 10 in a row have been retired by this 26-year-old left-hander.
Well,
Elias has been outstanding.
Yeah, he really has. And you know, we've seen when Seager way back at third base, we have seen Adam Jones. He will. I mean, look how far he's back. I'm sure he's going to come in a step or 2, but we've seen him bunt. Just trying to get on base.
Adam with the big cut. He's picked up the single, 1 for 2. Couple of hits, 7 at bats in the series. Dave Wallace, pitching coach, talking to Wei and Chen. Maybe he stays in. That ball in the air, not hit hard. It's going to fall in for a base hit. So a leadoff single. 2 for 3 in the ball game for Adam Jones.
Yeah, first time they've gotten a lead runner on. As you mentioned, 10 in a row now is another good at bat. Adam with a single the first time. Brockett to left, line drive out, and then right here off the end of the bat, you could see him just kind of hook it into left.
So now the Orioles got to do something with it.
Well, you want to just get the bullpen up. I mean, Lloyd McClendon's going, hey, I mean, the kid's got 72 pitches. He did pitch a shutout in a complete game against the Tigers.
Young goes to short. This could be a big one. Cano, the relay. Boy, is that what they needed. Elias just gives it the little pump on the mound. He gets the double play off the bat of Young.
Well, you look at fastball and you get it, but then you get a fastball with a little late life. So you hit it sharply, and then your defense takes over.
So with that, 2 down. And what looked like a promising inning, not so promising anymore. Davis on a swing and a miss. He has popped out and been called out on strikes. I did not know teams are hitting 280 against this lefty on the year the way he's pitching tonight. Another good off-speed pitch fouled off.
But, yeah, T.J. McFarland getting loose. But this is the 5th start, and 2, 2, 3, 3, and 1. That's the amount of runs he's given up. Boy, and you can get a second-year pitcher to do that sooner or later. And tonight's that later, the offense is going to come to the rescue.
thrown as many as 105 pitches, few as 89 in those starts that he's made. 1-2 delivery on the way, driven in the air, center field, and that'll take a hop off the wall. Davis on his way to second base, and the Orioles get their first runner to second in the ball game. Davis, the double.
Yeah, first extra base hit, first guy into scoring position. It's a hanging slider, trying to, I mean, it's just right there, and playing pretty much straight away, so there's no chance for Ruggiano to run it down. Just going to play it off the wall and keep him at second.
7 doubles on the year for Davis.
So Pierce, couple of pitches, couple of pop-ups.
Runner in scoring position for him, and a big swing and a miss on the 83-mile-an-hour delivery. Well, the Orioles, big potential run, 7th inning. They've got a couple of more innings. Send batters up there. You get one right here. They look a lot different. Pierce has a 4 for 19 in these situations, as Davis will go back to second base. Orioles with the second best average in the league, hitting at 300 with runners in scoring position. Only the Royals have done better at 309, and that Royals number happens to be the best in the majors. 0-2 count on Pierce. Steve will take the breaking ball inside.
Yeah, so and of course it's easy for me to say up here, but history tells us, okay, you won down at the ankles, you make him move his feet, and this is a changeup down and away. But again, Steve Pierce has no idea what's coming.
1-2 delivery, heater foul back. So Pierce holds the count at a ball and 2 strikes. The Orioles, it had taken a number of games for them to get to that double-digit figure. 13 hits last night. It was the first time in 9 games they had reached the 10-hit mark, and now come right back here tonight. They've been held to 4 hits so far, and 2 of them have been here in the 7th inning. Elias with a look, and the 1-2 delivery. Pierce will pop it up. Somebody want it? Look out. It's hauled in by the first baseman, only because he was taller. Orioles will pick up nothing, couple of hits, leave a runner in scoring position.
Trying to win for the second time and actually pitched pretty well. Couple of mistakes, couple of breaking balls. I mean, used his fastball real well tonight. Able to pitch 7 innings, doesn't even know he gives up the season high of earned runs with 4. And that's the last strike of Bloomquist. So again, through 94 in the 7th inning. A lot of fastballs, a breaking ball, hanging changeup, and curveball got him in trouble. Certainly pitched well enough to keep the team in the ball game. All right, now let's go to our AT&T call to the bullpen. AT&T, proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles. AT&T, mobilizing your world. TJ McFarland, fastball, sinker ball pitcher, slider, a little bit of a slurve, and then the changeup. Ground ball pitcher. This will be his third appearance. First one was 3 scoreless innings. The last one, a third of an inning against Toronto. He gave up a couple of hits. Josh Donaldson hit a home run over the center field fence.
Robinson Cano has big numbers against him, 4 for 6. Cano's got a single, 1 for 3 in the ball game. McFarland's delivery to him is there for a strike. So Cano leads it off. We're in the 8th inning. Orioles being shut out by the left-hander. And now McFarland on for Chen. That'll be grounded down to Davis on a big hop. 1 away in the 8th. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Nelson Cruz coming up, double in the 4th and scored. He is 1 for 3 in the game, 3 for 6 with a home run in the series, 3 RBIs. Picked up on the homer in the ball game last night. Orioles put the infield shift on against him, and he'll take it outside for a ball.
Yeah, most important thing, and of course you threw out the numbers, 591 against lefties coming in, is for TJ McFarland. Love to keep the ball down in the zone because he is a ground ball pitcher.
Ground ball up the middle off his glove, and that'll be a base hit. McFarland, a nice second effort on it, but did not have a chance to get Cruz, so he'll pick up the infield single.
Yeah, probably 5 times a year you see pitchers able to actually take the glove behind their back and catch the ball. But again, when the ball is not hit that hard and you know where your defense is, it's a pretty routine ground ball if you let it go.
Well, Cruz gets on.
That's another hit off a lefty.
Yep, he'll take it. Infield single for Nelson, and that'll bring up Seager. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game. That'll be hit number 9 for Seattle. Seattle trying to win a ball game here at Camden Yards. They haven't done a lot of that over the past few years. They've only won 3 out of 13 played here in Baltimore since 2011. There's Tommy Hunter again in the bullpen.
Yeah, you always, when you either go to Seattle or they come here, you first thing you look at is Felix Hernandez pitching in the series. Now it's going to be Roenis Elias. What kind of is he in there? Is he in the lineup? Yeah.
0-1 delivery. Pulled it. I got around on it. Fouled it off. And McFarland gets a 2-strike count on Seager.
Yeah, one of the most effective pitches lefty to lefty is that 2-seamer down and in. Because and especially now with 2 strikes, because Kyle Seager's going to have to protect away. That's why he's a good hitter even against left-handers. Seems like TJ, and then when he went down last year to AAA Norfolk, he tried to tighten up the slider, maybe a little more effective against lefties.
0-2 delivery is going to be up the middle for a base hit. Cruz will stop at second base. So Seager continues his hit streak up to 6 games. And Seattle's got a couple on here with only 1 away. Follow the Orioles all season with MLB.com at bat, #1 app for live baseball. At bat up to the moment, any moment. In-game highlights, live look-ins, replays, radio broadcast, statcast, and more. MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. Important potential runs out there. Ruggiano has certainly taken advantage of it. He had a second home run, 4th inning, good for 2 RBIs, doubled, scored in the second, 2 for 3. Goes after the off-speed delivery, and he's way out in front of it. And Ruggiano early behind on the count here. Seattle's gone 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position. You see that number for the Orioles, 0 for 1. They didn't get a chance until the 7th inning. 0-1 delivery on the way by McFarland. That'll be off Joseph. Came up limping on that one.
Yeah, a little change up down and away, and is fouled right off somewhere. It looked like it got underneath the shin guard.
Caleb doing yeoman's work.
Yeah.
As he's catching virtually every game. 31st game he has been in for the Orioles. 0-2 the count. Runners off first and second. Cruz and Seager the base runners. Pitch is going to miss outside.
Well, you touched on it last night. Matt Wieters is going to join the club down in Miami. And then what, next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday. Yep. Go to Bowie. That's the plan right now anyway. Leaving Lavarnway as the third catcher, and the Orioles are not going to carry three once Matt gets back. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and that's inside. Good stop made by Caleb Joseph.
Yeah, TJ trying to figure out where can I go to get a ground ball, and I mean at somebody. Turn a double play. Of course, Ruggiano with a double and a 2-run home run, having a nice night.
Yep. Should mention Buck Showalter said today before the ball game, Matt Wieters had a little tightness in his hamstring today. Did not catch. 2-2 delivery on the way, and he got him. Good pitch. McFarland gets a strikeout, 2 down.
Yeah, excellent sinker. This is where TJ really has to live, in the bottom of the strike zone, and does.
So at 2 away, here is Morrison. Logan Morrison, a base hits, led off the 7th inning and would score. For McFarland, a big out needed right here. 2 down, 2 on. Runners off first and second base. Pitch outside, stop. Joseph kept it in front, and that holds the runners.
Yeah, exactly what you try to do. Somehow either get the glove, the body, the shin guards, chest protector in front of the ball, and shovel it forward.
DJ McFarland, 1-0 count. A lot of these Oriole, Jim and I were talking between innings, these Oriole bullpen pitchers, a lot of guys out there have had a lot of time off. The 12th, the last time McFarland pitched. Delivery is going to be taken inside.
Yeah, Mattis pitched last night, hadn't pitched since the 10th up in New York. Of course, at the time he came in, it was 9-4, and he would, in a little bit of trouble, but get out of it. That's what happens. You talked about it. I mean, it's 6 straight games now, 7 or more innings from your starters,
which obviously you want. But when you carry the bullpens that are carried at major league levels today, it's hard to get the work in. 2-0 count for McFarland. And that's going to be way inside and up. So the count goes to 3-0. Morrison. Zunino, the catcher, is waiting on deck.
Yeah, you can see the target, and this is, again, when you're not sharp, and in some way you got to try to figure, you get, your pregame stuff, a lot of catch to try to at least simulate what it's going to be like when you get in the game, and that is hard to do, especially when you're a younger pitcher.
3-0. Orioles with a shift on here, and he walked him on 4 straight. That's the first walk surrendered in the game, and it loads the bases here in the 8th inning for the Mariners. And Buck Showalter will come out to make the change. Zunino, right-handed hitter, who's had an RBI double in the ball game, is going to get an opportunity to blow this one open. Tommy Hunter will try and prevent that from happening.
Change. It's time for a little relief for your car too. Visit Jiffy Lube for regular oil changes and help prevent damage and wear to your engine. Jiffy Lube. Drive in today. Tommy Hunter on. Again, a lot of fastballs, kind of a swerve curveball. Sometimes it'll take a little bit off. Fastball anywhere 94 to 96 miles per hour. So struggled early. Lately has been very good. So again, inherited runners. You can see lefties hitting them close to 300 and righties down in the low 240s.
Bases loaded, 2 away. Mike Zunino. This is the 6th time he's had an at-bat with the bases loaded this year, more than any other Mariner. He is 0 for 5 with the sacks full. The Mariners have only gone 3 for 27 with the bases loaded, and only 1 extra base hit of those 3, a double. Zunino will take it. That is also in there for a strike, and Tommy gets ahead of him. Hunter ahead 0-2.
And Zunino goes, why me? A couple of, and not only were they curveballs, they were real good ones.
Cruz, Seager, Morrison, the base runners, and a check swing. Did he go? No. Runners will stay where they are, blocked by Caleb.
Well, you got to trust your catcher, and if you're going to triple up with a breaking ball, this is where you want to throw it. You want to see if the bat actually swings, and again, he didn't break his wrist. Bat traveled a lot, and then Caleb Joseph once again keeps the ball in front of him.
Couple of earned runs over the last 10 outings, 11 1/3 innings during that time for Tommy.
Yeah, he gave up the home run to Encarnacion that he sliced right down the right field line.
1-2 delivery, and did he go again? Nope, not even checking. The 2-ball 2-strike count. The check swings, I think it's always appropriate to ask, don't you think?
Yes.
Because you just never know.
And those are not reviewable, so why wouldn't you?
2-2 count. Zunino takes it up high. So no place to put him, and after getting ahead 2 strikes, 3 in a row out of the strike zone, Zunino's got a full count, 2 down. The runners moving from second and first, Seager and Morrison. 3-2, runners go, and a ball's going to be fouled back.
So finally a swing. And he took the 2 breaking balls, and then he missed with 3 in a row, and then finally comes back with a fastball and he fouls it off.
In the 8th inning of a 4-0 ball game. So obviously this bat crucial. 3-2. Zunino, and he swings and misses. So Hunter comes on and gets the strikeout. No runs, couple of hits. They leave. The bases loaded. 4-0 Seattle. There's his line. No runs. He hasn't walked anybody. He struck out 4. He's already bested His longest outing this year was 7 innings prior to this one that came against the Angels. He has 1 complete game in his major league career last year, which was his first year in the majors. He had a 3-hit shutout against the Detroit Tigers on the 1st of June, so that's his 1 complete game, and probably won't do that here, but he is going to stay in at least to start the 8th inning.
Well, pitch count certainly in hand. And again, the record doesn't indicate how well he's pitched for him, and this is only his 2nd year.
26 years old, and J.J. Hardy will lead it off. Hardy has grounded out twice, Joseph, and then Navarro due up against the lefty, and his pitch is in there for a strike. Boys, he's thrown a lot of those. He has found the strike zone and then worked to keep the Oriole hitters off balance. 0-1 delivery, went away with it. That one at 88, and a 1-ball 1-strike count. JJ's had 1 hit, 6 at bats in the 2 games against Seattle. Showed bunt, takes it away. 21,710, 21,710. The attendance here this evening, and a real pleasant evening to be at the ballpark. Carson Smith in the bullpen, first action we've seen for Seattle. And Tyler Wilson in the bullpen for the Orioles.
Might make his major league debut in the 9th.
2-ball, 1-strike count on Hardy. Takes it on the outside corner. JJ trying to draw a walk here. But boy, those haven't been given up easily. 9 free passes this year by Elias, and that's over 33 innings. 2-2, and he gives one. Nope, outside. Sorry, 3-2.
Yeah, it did have a long inning, and everybody talks about how many times you have to get up, sit down, and when you sit down for a while, you come out, you get 9 warm-ups. Nino got out there in a hurry.
Fouled that one back. Count will stay at 3 balls and 2 strikes on Hardy. Orioles trying to extend their streak to 3 wins in a row here in this ball game. The Orioles homestand will conclude tomorrow with a 12:30 game. Orioles have won 4, lost 3 in the homestand. Hardy goes to right. Cruz. The leadoff man retired, bottom of the 8th inning. Orioles here on this homestand coming in hitting only .226. They've averaged 3.9 runs per game with a team ERA of 3. It's been a tough homestand. They've got out some games. Here's Caleb Joseph. Joseph has struck out and flied out. Foul ball.
Well, the other thing is that, we were talking about Houston. Houston is 4th in the American League in pitching, which is kind of surprising. And then they hit home runs. So a lot of times it's who you actually are playing, and which month are you in your division. This year, like April, tons of run against the Red Sox, and then Toronto with the highest starting ERA in the American League, and you go down to Tampa. They have the 2nd best pitching. Only the Royals better than they are, and a lot of times your offense can fluctuate who you're playing as far as how well they pitch.
2-1 delivery on the way. Another one for Cruz. Caleb Joseph is retired. A couple of fly ball outs. That's 4 putouts in the ball game. 5. Let me keep going. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 putouts in right field for Cruz tonight.
Yeah, I thought Seager had a lot too. I mean, let's see, 1, 2, 3. He had 3. Chris Taylor. So early on, a lot of balls hit to the left side. Shortstop and third baseman have made the plays.
Here is Navarro batting 9th. Takes the pitch away for a ball. He's grounded out and flied out. Orioles left only 3 on base, only one of those in scoring position. The only time they got a runner down to second in the 7th inning. 1-0 delivery on the way, and that's going to be a base hit. Broken bat into left field. Bloomquist over to get it. So a 2 away. Navarro's on, and the Orioles turn the order over here in the 8th.
Yeah, he finally gets a ball down and in, and Kind of similar to the home run he hit the other night, just inside the foul pole for his first major league home run. Just kind of turned on him. Nice little quick swing.
So the Orioles get another opportunity with 2 down. Manny Machado, a base hit, 1 for 3. He's had a couple of hits in the series, 2 for 7. He's now picked up 4 hits and 8 at bats against this left-hander. For Elias, this is the toughest man against him, and there's another one. Runner will stop at second base, Cruz up with it to get it in. And that's why keeping that score at 4-0 mattered so much, as the Orioles will get the potential tying run to the on-deck circle here in the 8th inning. Now there are 2 down, but they've got the order, part of the order up they want, Paredes, and that'll be it for the left-handed starter. So Elias, a great job here in the ball game. It's the start, wanted to go a little deeper. It's his 5th start of the year. Still looking for his first win of the season. He will leave with a chance to get it.
Yeah, he really pitched well. I mean, mixed up his pitches. Not a whole lot of pitches in the middle of the plate. Look how many changeups he threw tonight, and not only did he throw a lot of them, they were well located, down and away with great movement. So again, he has a chance not to give up any run. Carson Smith comes on, fastball slider. So it's kind of caught a funky windup, about 93 miles per hour. Came up last year. Didn't give up a run in 9 appearances. This year, over the last 6 innings, only 1 hit. So look at the strikeouts, 22 and 72 thirds innings. Again, the home run by the right-handers, but very, very low batting averages at 105 by left-handers, 119. And as you mentioned, the Orioles are looking to try to get somebody on with Paredes coming up and Adam Jones on deck.
So Paredes has had an 0 for 3. The 25-year-old out of Dallas, Texas. Carson Smith, only 1 hit. Last 6 innings that he's worked, over 4 appearances covered. You see the inherited runners stranded, 6 out of 10. And Smith now works against Paredes. The Orioles trying for a late rally as we are in the 8th inning with 2 down. 6 hits for the Orioles now. Paredes goes after the first run with a big cut, becoming a trademark of the Orioles' designated hitter.
Yeah, he sees breaking ball and swings at it. And Smith, I mean, a tall, leggy kid at 6'6". Again, funky windup and with a lot of movement, up to about 93. There's another.
And he got him over the top of that one. 82 miles an hour on that one in an 0-2 count. Smith at the minor leagues went 7-7, all in relief, had a 2.55 ERA over 3 seasons of minor league baseball. Good numbers for him. 2-strike count. Delivery on the way. Paredes goes into right field. Base hit. Making the turn, Navarro. He'll score. Ball bobbled. Going to try and go to second. The throw. Bad mistake. He is out. Paredes gets a base hit and an RBI, but more important, he ends the inning on the base pass. And who else? Nelson Cruz.
Yeah, with Adam
right field.
Yeah, with Adam Jones coming up, so he misplays it. But at the end of the day, you got to understand what the score is.
Single, RBI, but the Paredes was out or safe. Here are some of the looks the umpires are getting in New York.
Yeah, right there. Does he tag him? Or is there enough to actually change it? Well, there you go, Taylor. And right there, it looks to me he gets him before it. And it's really a moot point because you've just made the score 4-1. You know, you had a nice at bat. You hit the third breaking ball into right field, and you got to know who's hitting behind you.
Remember, you got to have conclusive evidence. The call on the field was wrong. The call on the field was out. And fans get to look at it on the big board here. That's the noise they're making.
But he never, ever should have attempted to do this.
Yeah,
that's just one of those things you don't do because of who's hitting, what the score is. You know, you're down by 4 runs, 3 runs once you drive in a run, and you got to know who's hitting behind you.
As they say at the Fed, over exuberance.
Irrational exuberance.
Long look in New York. Obviously a very big play. If he's out, it ends the inning. If it's not, there are 2 in scoring position with 2 down.
See, I think he just tagged him right there, and again, not enough to really change it. I mean, really good slide. He goes to the right side of the bag, but Chris Taylor gets it. And is the hand on the bag before he actually gets the armpit? I guess that's what they're looking at.
They're just waiting to get the call. John Hirschbeck, home plate umpire, is a crew chief. He's over there with Sam Holbrook. Second base umpire made the call, and he's out. And that's going to be one of those where there isn't enough to overrule the call on the field. That's the way the rule is set up. So the out is recorded, and that will end the inning. The Orioles will get a run on 3 hits and leave 1 on, and now the Orioles will take the field, and we will go to the 9th inning. 4-1 Seattle. Masson brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By Cherry 5-Hour Energy Shots, helping support Special Operations Warrior Foundation. And by Coons.com. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. So another Major League debut as Tyler Wilson will come out of the bullpen for the Orioles. And here's his first Major League pitch. And Chris Taylor will pop it up. Shortstop Hardy is back. And a pitch and an out. Nice way to start your Major League career.
Yeah, pretty efficient right there. There are the numbers down at AAA Norfolk. So again, had a great spring. I think 1 run in 14 innings, threw a lot of strikes. The velocity was a little bit higher than they've ever seen, 93, 94, 95, but throws a lot of strikes with all his pitches. Well, I was talking to a former Major League player, Richie Allen's brother, Hank Allen. He said, boy, he will help you. He will help you.
Pinch hitter up here. This is Seth Smith, who was in the leadoff spot of the ballgame last night, delivered a leadoff home run. So the Orioles go to the 25-year-old right-hander. Hunter, a third of an inning. He had a strikeout. McFarland, 2/3 of an inning. Gave up a couple of hits with a walk and a strikeout. Now we're in the 9th. 4-1 ball game. Smith, as a pinch hitter, has gone 0 for 2 on the season for the Mariners this year. Wilson's delivery, and that's going to go down the line in right field, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. Young will play it on a hop. Smith successful in a pinch hitting role. And here in the 9th, 1 on and 1 down.
There he is, out of the University of Virginia, and again, 25 years old, worked his way through the minor leagues last year. Had a really nice year, as a matter of fact. I mean, went 10-5 at AA, 4-3 at Norfolk, and then again they started this year.
Brad Miller now will come on as another pinch hitter. This for Bloomquist. Had the lineup in there. Lloyd McClendon did to go against the left-handed starter Chen. So now he's got a bench of players ready to go against the right-hander. Miller with a runner on at first base. That's 11 hits now in the ball game. Miller had an 0 for 4 in the game last night. 6-game hit streak ended. He was the DH in the ball game last night. And the pitch to him taken for a ball. Wilson is the 4th player to debut for the Orioles this season. Garcia, Navarro, and Wright, the other 3 making their major league debuts. And now Wilson added to the list, and that's going to be a broken bat base hit. Young charging, runner will stop at second base. And there are 2 on with 1 down here in the 9th inning of a 4-1 ball game. Seattle on top.
Yeah, got behind Smith, saw him 3 fastballs, and the 3rd one was in the middle of the plate, and right there just hangs a curveball to Brad Miller, who again was the American League Player of the Week with 4 home runs and 3 doubles, 9 for 21, and very hittable breaking ball.
Now Robinson Cano gets a chance. Cano is singled, 1 for 4 in the game, 3 for 8 in the series so far. And the chance for Seattle to add some cushion here in the top of the 9th inning. A dozen hits for them. Wilson's pitch taken for a strike. Tyler Wilson's all Virginia. He was born in Lynchburg and lives in Midlothian, and as Jim said, went to the University of Virginia. This is the 5th pro season for him.
Go Cavs.
0-1 count.
Go Cavs.
And a ground ball to short, chance for 2. There's Hardy, Navarro the relay, and they get the double play. Successful entry to the major league level for Tyler Wilson. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. 1 left on base. Family's up and applauding. 9th inning, 4-1. Can do in the bottom of the ninth inning, but Showalter out. One of the things he may be talking about is the closer for Seattle, Fernando Rodney. Rodney takes forever to get in from the bullpen, and with the clock running, will he be ready in time? He hasn't thrown a pitch yet, and he does this all the time. He drives Buck crazy.
Well, he's 9 out of 10. They all know he's led the major leagues with saves with 48. Fastball changeup guy. Average fastball is what, 95.4. Throws it over 64% of the time. Loves his changeup. Again, high ERA because he probably had a bad outing. He can walk people. That's what the Orioles are looking for. But he's a tough customer, and he's got 54 seconds to get his warm-up pitches and get ready to pitch. And it looks like he's going to make it.
Yeah, it looks like he'll make it. He's kind of got it timed so that he can make his way in and take his good old time getting ready and still beat the clock.
Oh, he's the guy you love to beat because you know what he's going to do if he gets the save. I mean, he's going to shoot the arrow up in the air. I mean, it's,
he's part of that new look celebration stuff in baseball.
Very demonstrative, but very effective.
Very effective.
Yep. But he can have those games where he can get wild. So he goes, what, me worry? I'm ready to go. I get 5, 4, 3, 2. Now.
1. It's gone. Adam Jones will lead it off. Jones, a couple of hits, 2 singles, 2 for 3 in the ball game. Rodney, 38 years old, out of the Dominican Republic, a long career in Major League Baseball, going back with the Tigers, 98, his first minor league year, and then came up with the Tigers for the first time in 2003. And the pitch is there for a strike.
Yeah, first pitch changeup at 79.
He can go slow, slower, and slower.
With great movement.
Yep. Adam Jones, bottom of the ninth inning, 4-1 game. Orioles out hit 12-7 so far. That's the fastball at 93.
Yeah, we've seen him earlier in his career when he was with the Tigers, hit 100. Of course, Adam was in the box ready, and he wasn't, and then he stepped out. A little gamesmanship.
Jones will get a base hit the other way, so he went against the shift. And the Orioles get one of those base runners they need, the all-important leadoff man in the ninth inning.
Yeah, I would think he'd be a hard guy to shift on because, he throws hard. You're trying to wait for the last minute to see if it's not the changeup because the changeup's that good. So it's easy to be late on a ball. And as it turns out, it's not routine because he hit it hard, but nobody's even close to it.
So Rodney surrenders the leadoff single. 3-hit ball game for Jones, the third he has had this year. And now Rodney will face Young. Fernando Rodney against Young. Young is 4 for 14 with a home run off the closer for Seattle. A typical Rodney save involves at least 2 runners on base. That'll be fouled off. He used to drive Jim Leyland crazy in Detroit because every save he picked up, Leyland would lose about 3 pounds as there'd be a number of batters, 5, 6, 7 hitters come up, 2 or 3 base runners on, but more often than not he'd get the save. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Young with the 0 for 3 in the ball game. He launches it to right. That's going to be a base hit. Cruz will go over to get it. Jones will go to third, and the Orioles cover the corners. In the bottom of the ninth inning, they'll get the potential tying run to the plate with nobody out.
Well, Delman Young's a slasher. He can hit it anywhere. So this time it's a fastball away. Just slices it down into the corner. And more prudent base running than Jimmy Paredes. He knows what the scoreboard says. He's down by 3. Chris Davis now walks up to the plate. Ability with 1 swing to tie the game.
1 for 9 off Rodney for Chris Davis. He will take the pitch for a strike. Little different alignment in the infield. They hold their shortstop Taylor just a bit on the shortstop side with Cano at a deep second. Trying to get that double play ground ball. They'll surrender the run, obviously, if they can get the double play here. Pitch on the way to Chris, and he'll foul it off.
Yeah, they're just looking for 3 outs before the Orioles get 3 or more runs. And it's the number game you play with the 3-run lead in the 9th.
Rodney has blown 4 saves against the Orioles. He is 17 for 21 lifetime save opportunities.
At 48, 37, 48. That's his last 3 years.
0-2 delivery, foul back again.
And the amazing thing, Dennis Eckersley in the Hall of Fame had the lowest ERA ever for a reliever. He broke that record. 0.60 for a season. And he pitched in 76 games that year.
0-2 the count.
And that's when he was with Tampa Bay.
Jones off third base, Young off first. Delivery to Chris Davis. He'll take that one away. 1-2. So the Orioles making a run at it late. They got a run in the 8th inning. The RBI was picked up by Paredes in the inning, and now get the first 2 on in the 9th, which really gives you a chance.
And the outfield playing exceptionally deep.
As far back as you can go. And not by a ticket. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Davis will take it up high.
Good take there. Yeah, it really has. I don't think he's thrown him a changeup yet. Yeah, a little late on the fastball. He hits it down the left field line. Maybe he figures the changeup, unless you can throw it out of the strike zone, is going to speed the bat up.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Davis. Rodney's delivery to him, and it's 3-2.
There was the change, and it just moved off the plate.
Davis just refusing to go after it. Pitches out of the strike zone. Davis a double. Came his last time up. He struck out, popped out. 3-2 delivery on the way. Chris takes it, and he's gone. He thought it was inside, and he's saying so to John Hirschbeck.
Well, Hirschbeck's always had a big strike zone. I think it got a little wider. And Zunino actually, you could see him, he's sitting away. And I think this ball is inside. Well, maybe not. At least our pitch track. But a lot of times when we go to the overhead camera, that's the definitive. But the only guy that matters was John Hirschbeck, and he called it a strike. 96.
Now a ground ball can end the ball game if he can get the double play. Steve Pearce. Pearce 0 for 3 has faced Rodney only once. 0 for 1 against him. 1 down, 1st and 3rd, bottom of the 9th. The Orioles trail by 3. Pearce not what he was looking for. Took the cut, not a good one.
Well, you can't read the changeup. That's as hard as he throws. That last pitch to Chris Davis, 96. The changeup is that the pitch he throws, and when you look at the numbers, the one that you swing through more than any of them.
And there's no change in that arm movement.
No,
it looks just like the fastball. 0-1 delivery on the way. Pearce another cut less than what he wanted on another changeup.
Well, the movement is outstanding. You talk about late finish. The ball, when you throw it right and he goes left, the ball goes right, turns it over a little bit. And then, of course, as a hitter, you know that he can get into the mid-90s with his fastball.
0-2. Pearce gets one to foul off. Elias waiting, the starter. Worked 7 2/3, gave up a run on 6 hits. Could be the winner, would get his first victory of the year if Seattle can hang on to the lead. Chen, 4 runs, 7 hits over 7, the pitcher of record for the Orioles. So the ball game being lengthened here in the bottom of the 9th. Of the Orioles' first 2 hitters, Jones and Young. 0-2 delivery again to him, and he's gone. Struck him out.
Yeah, I think that one was a strike. Slow, 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 and then 94.
Cuts the corner, doesn't he?
Take a look. Yep, see, that is a strike. Perfect pitch.
So J.J. Hardy, the Orioles down to their final out to work with. Hardy is 1 for 10 lifetime off Rodney. 2 ground ball outs and a fly ball out. Hardy will take it inside for a ball. 12 hits for Seattle, 9 for the Orioles, but the Orioles have only been able to get the 1 run. Jones, third base, lead runner, Young at first. Rodney's 1-0 delivery to him. Hardy fouls it back. Mind the Orioles did not get a runner to second base until the 7th inning. A double by Chris Davis. They've stranded a couple in scoring position in the 7th and the 8th. And now have first and third here in the 9th. 1-1 delivery on the way. Hardy puts it in the air. It's towards right center field. It's a run. Ruggiano's not going to get it. Falls in. Base hit. Run scores. Hardy gets the RBI single. Neither Ruggiano nor Cruz could get to it. Jones scores. Young goes to third base, and it is a 4-2 game.
Yeah, it looked pretty routine off the bat, except we talked about how deep they play. So, I mean, it's a can of corn if you're just playing anywhere normal depth. And then again, he just can't get to it. He's playing deep. And Cruz, again, better hitter than an outfielder, and all of a sudden, I mean, Travis Snyder's looks like he's going to pinch hit for the Orioles. And David Lowe will come in to run for J.J. Hardy, so exceptional speed, the tying run at first.
They got your closer. There's nobody else warming up at the bullpen. Lloyd McClendon, the manager, though, comes out himself to have a word here with his closer, Fernando Rodney. Orioles first and third. Snyder announces the pinch hitter for Caleb Joseph in order to get the left-hander in. And the Orioles making this one interesting here in the middle game of this 3-game set. They won 9-4 in the ball game last night. Now Young's over at third. Lowe's running at first for Hardy, who picked up the RBI and the base hit. And here is Snyder. And the Orioles come all the way back. Snyder's got an 0 for 5 off Rodney. 2 down. There's the off speed at 81. One for 5 as a pinch hitter for Snyder this season. Rodney's pitch hit hard. Cano on a 1-hop. He'll make the play, and the ball game is over. So the Orioles gave it a run, but a typical Rodney save will give Seattle the victory, as Seattle comes away with a 4-2 win, setting up a rubber match for the game tomorrow. And that will have Chris Tillman on the mound against J.A.